Jokic, you watch him play, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that.
There is one guy I would want to play with.
I was going to say, if you got to play with someone like him.
I don't know where he ranks. I don't need to play this game, but what he's doing right now is one of the most impressive things that we have ever seen in the history of the game of basketball.
The Joker has done it. For the first time in their 47-season history, the Denver Nuggets have won the NBA title, thanks to a Herculean effort by Nikola Jokic.
It's over! At last, the long wait is over!
There's no doubt now, Jokic is an all-time great. But what do past all-timers think about Joker? Watch until the end to find out what the NBA legends really think about the 2023 Finals MVP and his historic quest to earn his first ring.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but he want to stay on parade. This is the best.
While he never got a ring himself, T-Mac knows a thing or two about greatness in basketball, from his 2 scoring titles to his legendary 13 points in 35 seconds.
13 points in 33 seconds. Unbelievable.
McGrady is a legend in his own right. Talking with Rachel Nichols, McGrady expressed his admiration for the Serbian big man.
This dude is so good, man. Straight up. Like, I haven't seen anything like him. Where he passes. You got a 7'7" center bringing up the ball, initiating the offense. Everything goes through him.
And he passes people open, like Aaron Rodgers style.
It is amazing. The passes that he makes from one side of the court to the other, on time and on target, the bounce passes in between defenses. You can't guard him on the post because he's too big. He can't jump over a dollar bill. He rebounds. He is amazing. There is the one guy I would want to play with.
I was going to say, if you got to play with someone like him.
I would love to play with. He's a problem. He's like Jason Kidd as a point guard. Like, those guys don't have to score to affect a game. He can score. He shoots a 3. What can't he do?
I mean,
he can't jump.
Even setting aside his absurd advanced stats, just his scoring, his passing, his rebounding are unparalleled. He became the first player in NBA history to lead an entire postseason in all 3 stats. After dismantling the argument of the 2-time MVP being a quote-unquote regular season player, is Jokic already an all-time great? JJ Redick thinks so.
I wouldn't go as far as to say Jokic is the best big of all time, but he's certainly an all-time great player. You think about how many players have played in the NBA, he's easily in the top 25 or top 30 right now. And he's still got a long runway to win more MVPs, to win more championships. This run was as historic as I can remember. You think about all the teams that he had to go through, all the performances he had. You come down to last night in the elimination game, Allen, Monaco, one of the ugliest shooting games I've ever seen. Think about some of the shooting lines: 4 for 14, 5 for 18, 6 for 15. What does Jokic do? Just a quiet, efficient 12 for 16, 75% from the field. The Miami Heat had no answers for him. And guess what? Neither did the Lakers, neither did the Suns, neither did the Timberwolves.
In these playoffs, he set the NBA record for the most triple-doubles in a single postseason with 10. He had a triple-double in 10 of his 20 playoff games. He nearly averaged a 30-point triple-double while shooting 55% from the field and an insane 46% from 3. No one was more efficient or effective than the Serbian big man in one of the greatest postseason performances we've ever seen.
Just gets it off in time. It's up. Oh, it's good. Of course it goes in.
JJ said he's in the top 30 right now. Where will he end up when it's all over? According to former Wizards All-NBA guard Gilbert Arenas, it's somewhere near Shaq.
When we look at Joker and just what he's doing, is he having the most dominant performance by a big we've ever seen?
Talk about statistically dominant or just what we've seen physically with our eyes? Like,
what Joker's doing is unmatched.
Yeah, I'd still have to go with Joker because when you're talking about the whole package, he's bringing 60 to 70 points from himself.
With Shaq, it's like, yo, I'm dominating every single possession is a dominant possession.
But singularly to get himself points. But Joker's doing it on multiple levels.
He expands his game to be dominant. Yeah. Shaq never had to expand. He just got into the paint. Yeah. When it was in the paint, it was dead. Shaq's performance.
30 and 15. Okay, he's gonna give you 30, 15 with 10 assists. It don't matter. The number's gonna number.
Doesn't matter. It's a different thing.
But you're bringing only 30 points. I'm generating 70 points from me.
Shaq and Joker are totally different players. And in the middle of his career, it's hard to rank Jokic against a 19-year vet like Shaq. But when it's all said and done, Is it crazy to think Jokic could get there? According to the Ringer's Bill Simmons, only 8 players averaged 50 combined points, rebounds, and assists in a playoff run while taking his team to the finals. Among those 8 players, the only players to win a title were Bill Russell 4 times, Wilt Chamberlain once, and Nikola Jokic. What he did this postseason was historic. 2-time champion Isaiah Thomas stopped a bit short of putting Jokic over Shaq, but he still made the comparison after Game 3.
Nikola, Embiid, the Shaqs of the world. Giannis, I mean, they coming back. And this was the problem that Shaq caused. I mean, what you gonna do with Shaq? How about this? Ain't no answers for the Joker, baby.
I know, there's no answer, but
ain't no answers for the Joker.
High praise from Thomas, who led the Pistons to their first title in 1989, Detroit's 41st season in the league. That was the longest stretch a franchise had gone until their first title to that point, later broken by the 2016 Cavs in their 46th season. The Nuggets now claim that record, winning a title in their 47th season in the NBA. Even before his 4-1 victory over the Heat in the finals, former NBA champion Richard Jefferson was heaping high praise on his run.
If Jokic is able to win a championship this year and continue the numbers that he's putting up, it will be 1, 2, or 3, pick it, greatest run we've ever seen. Because he's averaging a 30-point triple-double right now. That's what he's averaging, a 30-point triple-double. He's beaten KD. He's beaten the Lakers. Then whoever he gets, if he gets Boston, Miami Heat, and they win their first championship, this is going, show me another run from start to finish, right? We've seen great ones, LeBron James, we've seen great ones from Kobe Bryant, but a 30-point triple-double throughout the entire postseason, we've never seen that before.
Same.
So you have to put it up there with one of the great playoff performances, and coming off the heels of 2 MVPs, I don't know where he ranks. I don't need to play this game, but what he's doing right now is one of the most impressive things that we have ever seen in the history of the game of basketball.
He fell only 10 assists shy of a triple-double for the entire postseason, but he still led the entire league in postseason points, rebounds, and assists. No one has ever done that. After the finals win, he compared Joker's scoring to KD, his passing to Magic, Tim Duncan on the boards, and a shooter like Steph Curry.
A combination of Kevin Durant. He's a combination of Magic Johnson. He's a combination of Tim Duncan. He's a combination of all of these guys.
That's some high praise. Fellow NBA players have had their opinions on Nikola Jokic's historical season this year, especially now that he is a champion. He showed throughout their championship run. He was so dominant against any of the bigs, it didn't matter. Karl Anthony Towns, DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Davis, or Bam Adebayo. The Clippers were eliminated in the first round, but on a previous JJ Redick podcast with Paul George, he had this to say on what it is about Nikola Jokic that is so special.
Man, he is just, it's crazy because he's not by any means the athletic guy on the floor, but he just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court. You put a small guy on him, he punishes him. Somebody his size, he uses his smarts and wits. It's a tough matchup.
Atlanta Hawks forward John Collins was asked what does he see his game like in 5 years and his growth as a player.
So, one of my favorite players to watch is Jokic because of how patient he is. And that's more so, not to say I want to be a Jokic, but I want to play with that patience. And that's what I want my game to sort of feel like and have that vibe, that patience, that understanding, seeing things before it happens, reading the game at a high level. That's what I want. I want to be a basketball genius. I want to understand the game, make all the right reads all the time.
Even Nikola Jokic's teammates still get amazed by his geniusness.
It was against the Spurs. It was a pick and roll play. Came off, they hit him in the pocket. No, they lost the ball over. He knew the guy was coming over and just smacked it. He didn't even look at AG. He just smacked it and he didn't even look at him. AG caught it and just dunked it. I'm like, bro, how did you know he was just there?
Former teammate Bones Highland describes this crazy pass against the Spurs.
Shot that ball with a lot of confidence. You can tell by his body language. Oh, Jokic, a tap pass from Morris.
Even the logo Jerry West had an interesting say on Nikola Jokic.
Jokic is a joke, okay? He's a joke. You watch him play.
Different.
And you look at him, Everyone's talking about, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. If you watch him around the basket, he absolutely will shoot the ball, touch it, and catch it on the other side before these guys move. That tells you how good he really is. He's got an incredible instinct to play the game. But I watch him being interviewed and stuff. This guy's got the right stuff. He got it.
He can talk.
He's got it.
Perkins has adjusted his take slightly on Nikola Jokic after bringing Denver their first NBA championship from previous narratives he had about the Joker's MVP run.
The center position rise from the dead. And that's what the word is, resurrection. And it's more so about Jokic than it is the Denver Nuggets. I mean, it's been more than 2 decades since a center has led his team to an NBA championship, and that was Shaquille O'Neal. And what Jokic did was he has completely changed the narrative that it's not a guard and wing driven league, that you actually could win a championship through a big fella, a center at that. And the thing that I love about him is that he never forget where he comes from, his roots. His roots are, I'm a paint player. I have a jump hook over both shoulders, but I'm a center, I'm a big, but I got guard skills. He resurrected from the dead last night. The center position was resurrected. Now we got new joy, new life around the league. We don't need to see 7-footers hanging out around the perimeter.
Some say he's a top 5 player ever. Some say it's too early. But all the experts agree on one thing. What Jokic did in these playoffs was historic. He dominated the Timberwolves with their 2 Twin Towers, Cat, and 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. He couldn't be stopped versus the Suns in round 2, even getting into it with the new Phoenix owner, Matt Ishbia.
For 5 years. Hard to believe he'll be gone. And boy, Jokic, a little bit of contact.
Even with their new addition of 2-time Finals MVP Kevin Durant and a scoring clinic put on by Devin Booker, Joker shut him down in 6 games. He swept LeBron in the conference finals, choosing to pick his spots. When he needed to score, he stepped up.
Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up. Bang!
But most of the time, he deferred to Jamal Murray on the offensive end, proving they're the best duo in the NBA. He became the 2nd player after Jason Kidd to put up a triple-double in his finals debut, then became the 1st person to put up a 30-20-10 triple-double in a finals game. Not Wilt, not LeBron, just Joker. He proved his basketball IQ when calling out opposing team plays, like the now famous Piston call read against the Heat. Like the legends say, the title firmly plants him among the greatest players in NBA history. How high do you think he ranks? Is he already a top 10 guy? Let us know in the comments. Go straight on to Hooper's Lane and watch one of these videos right here. For more NBA content, check out The Wrong Opinion, useless NBA trivia, and garbage rankings wherever you get your podcasts.